I'm Drew Hammer, and this is Godchat 14. I am not going to win any popularity contests after this one, but oh well, I haven't been popular with my own kids for a long time, so oh well, let's go for it. We're going to talk about yoga today. And yoga, when it was brought to the United States, it was sold as exercise. But it's really not just exercise. It is a spiritual movement. And what you're doing when you're doing all the poses, there's 10 main poses, and every single one of them you are posing in worship to one of the Hindu gods. And I think this is actually fascinating. Did you know in Hinduism, they believe that there are at least 33 million deities, and it could be up to 330 million deities. Well, that's just exhausting and confusing. I mean, I love that we have a one true God that we can rely on, that he came to earth in the form of man, who is Jesus. He died on the cross, and even better, he was resurrected, and there were hundreds of people who saw Jesus and walked with him after he was resurrected. I bet you out of those 330 million, not one of them gave up their life and was resurrected. Find me one and then we'll talk. But here's what I would like to say is there is a website I'd love for you to go on because I thought it was fascinating. It really talks about exactly what you're doing when you do yoga. And it's not just a form of exercise. And the website is the True Light Project. And it is a gentleman, and he literally was a major yogi, I think it's called, and he taught in 4 universities and said he spent 12 to 14 hours a day, basically in worship with the Hindu gods and practicing all the yoga things. Well, that just sounds exhausting right there. I couldn't do anything 12 or 14 hours a day. So this man was dedicated. And when he comes out and says, this is not what it projects to be, because yoga actually means union. And what you're doing is it's a union with Brahman, who is a Hindu concept of God. And they are into, it's pantheism is what it is. And that means everything is God. There's no distinction between man and God, which means they were actually in self-worship as they do yoga. So I could go on, but one thing I will say is all the concepts are absolutely anti-Christianity and anti the Word of God. And if you do this, I think it would be really worth looking into this, the True Light Project, and really reading about what you're doing, because they portray it as this innocent form of exercise, and it's not. You're actually worshiping Hindu gods.